the Tree of Life painting.
Oh,
Let's talk about that. What is the significance of that? And there's a story with Sean Carter.
A guy we might know.
Sean Carter is involved in that.
Jay-Z, huh?
May have heard of him.
Jay-Z. What's the story with Hov?
Man. So basically, when Treehouse opened up, we wanted to create this painting. So with Morrow's, Morrow's, like, people would line up. I would sit in front of Morrow's in my car and watch people get dressed up to come take a picture in front of the sign. When we got that sign, I had the option to get this little wood sign or pay more and get this aluminum illuminated sign. I'm like, I want the wood one. I want the one that, people can take pictures in front of. Little did I know that I would set myself up to create a photo drop. Everybody would take pictures in front of every celebrity you could think of would come and take these pictures. And so it was a big hit, and it helped, like circulate around social media. So I'm like, you know what? When we go in the Treehouse, I want a photo drop. I want somewhere for people to take pictures. So we created that at Treehouse. And the way it came about, there was a friend of mine, Kendall Ferran, genius when it comes to, art and just what he does. He's a dope person. He was like, he came, looked at it, and he was like, yo, like, I'm like, yo, look, I want to paint here. I don't know what I want it to be. So we just started pondering our ideas, and we was like, I want a picture of Jay-Z. But that also come from Theoria. She also mentioned something about, like, putting somebody, like, you was going to do Wayne, was thinking about different people to put. But we came up with the idea of, like, Jay-Z and turning his head into, like, a tree or something, right? And it was an idea we didn't really know it was going to look the way it looked. So he was like, I got the perfect person for this. So he called Jaron. And Jaron came over, dope artist, local, cool dude, and we started to develop this idea. And so we all came up with this idea, and then I told him, like, yo, look, like, Hov gonna take a picture in front of this, right? Hov didn't take a picture in front of it, but after, we got the painting up, went viral. He got Fab taking pictures in front of it. Everybody who come to Treehouse taking pictures in front of it. And a few friends sent it over to Emery, Jay, and everybody, and Jay wanted to buy it. And so he wanted to buy it to put it in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And so he purchased the painting, and he put it in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And I went to, I was in Cleveland for All-Star Weekend, and I went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I saw this photo, and they had my name on side in Treehouse, and, Jaron Beasley, and it was dope, because, it's like, what's been happening in my life, I've been projecting a lot of things into the universe, and it's like, it happens because of, just knowing it will, and praying and just, like, being thankful for the opportunity and just everything that's going on. So when Hov, like, when I got the call, like, Hov wanted to buy, I'm like, yo, that's dope. And honestly, I didn't want to let the paint go, but it was bigger than me. It was big. I would have felt like a sucker not, letting that paint fly, because, it's going to help, an artist from New Orleans and, open up more doors for just all of us, so.
But did you speak to him directly, or just somebody from his team?
No. I spoke to his team. They reached out, and we was negotiating for like 2 months.
About the price?
Yeah. We had Jay-Z, yeah. I need an M.
Did they ever pull up? I feel like I've seen pictures. Maybe it was Salon. Did anybody from the team pull up to Treehouse prior to it leaving, the painting leaving?
No, but it was like a big rollout. Like, they came video the whole thing, because this was like, because the paint was so big that, like, you couldn't just ship it. Like, they had to drive it to Cleveland. They had to come, like, so they came in, it was almost like it was in a funeral home. Like, they came in with big old boxes, shit, put it on, and, like, just, like, wrapped everything up 100 times, and just to ensure that it was safe. And it was like a whole production, and they recorded the whole thing, shipped it to Cleveland, and they put it in his frame, and now it's up there.
You thought you was gonna be a rapper, right? That didn't work, but you still ended up in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Damn.
Look at God, right? Let's talk about expansion, man. The last time we saw you, we were having a great time in the city of Houston. Let's talk about where Morrow's is going. Are there more cities that you're looking to expand into? Obviously, I'm going to be biased because we're in New York and there's no oysters like yours. So, like, what's the deal with expansion for the brand?
So we coming to New York for sure.
Yes.
That's like, my relationship with New York, majority of my friends outside of New Orleans are from New York. Got some cool homies from there, man.
You got a lot of New York swag.
I want y'all to pay attention to the hat.
See, but what's crazy, I was that kid, imagine, being raised in New Orleans and you watching these movies, like, Paid in Full, And you watching, like, I'm in high school. I'm like, yo, what up, B? You know what I mean? I'm talking like I'm from New York. They're like, you're not from New York. But it was like, you know, of course, like Justin Combs. He always tell me how he's influenced by Cash Money. Talking about Cash Money, come on, Justin Combs going crazy. Yeah. The word for word. And it's so dope to see because him being from the East Coast, being younger than me, well, he's 30 years old now, but being so influenced by our culture, it's like, it's the same thing. So me viewing it from afar is like, wow. I want to go to New York, right? 20 years old, I went to New York. And I met my homie Mel Carter, Lonnie Ray, my big brothers, and they exposed me to this whole ecosystem in New York and showed me something I'd never seen in New Orleans. I was young, I was 20 years old, 21 years old, and they out there like, you know, they pick me up Cullinans. I'm not the Cullinan, the Wraiths and all that stuff, like just everything. I'm like, man, what these dudes doing? But it allowed me to see something. Penthouse, craziest penthouse in Brooklyn. Future and everybody would come and like shoot videos there, and it allowed me to see something different than what I'm from. Like we from the swamps, beautiful city, right? But we below sea level. You go to New York, it's a little different. You go to LA, houses off the hill. So when I started to travel more and see things, like that's when I just started to open up more and knew that, you know, these certain things were obtainable. So, you know, my relationship with New York is like, man, like I love it. Like I tell my homies all the time, like, man, I'm half Brooklyn, half New Orleans. Like, because like they like all my friends, y'all know, like, man, they from New York. So we're coming to New York. We're going to Houston. We're going to Houston first. I don't know if I should be saying this out loud, but we got a roadmap. Houston, Atlanta, New York, Miami. Whew. So 4, like, you know, so Morrows, I don't want Morrows everywhere. I want 4 Morrows. That's a game plan that can't change, but I know I can accomplish a goal I want to accomplish by just getting 4 Morrows up throughout these cities and expanding. And, like, you know, I can be at that round table discussing, you know, some numbers, you know, so I know it's going to happen. So,
Big timers.
Yeah.